What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm in Chinsali. I'm at the church site, or at the church of the Lumpa Church, founded by the late Mama Alice Lenshina. That's the video for today. If you are new on my channel, do me a favor, do subscribe, turn on bell notification, give this video a thumbs up. So we are entering. This woman was the woman who led a movement away from the United Church of Zambia, founded a ministry where she was given a vision by God, not what you have heard. Today you are going to hear the story for yourself from how it all happened. And so this is the place, so I'm going to give you. So guys, like I said, if you are new on my channel, subscribe, turn on bell notification, give this video a thumbs up. Let's take a tour of this church. Our journey started by walking. Take a look, guys. Amano. Okay. Mukulo Primary School in Chinsali. We've been walking, guys, walking and walking up to here, but the journey has not ended. We still continue going to Alice Lenshina's church. After walking for a long time, we were tired. We met these people from the same village who are giving us direction. In the village, when they tell you you are almost there, it means you are still far. Oh, okay. So patari shani kusema kwati hapa dia abantu hapa. Okay. Out watote. Epo tuwe kitu. Okay, out watote la sana. Well, after a long walk, finally we reached the place, and that is where this road being graded, it is being made because President Hakainde Hichilema has finally recognized this place. We went through the village, and these women now took us to the church where they actually, this is where they live. These are historians, the owners of this village, and they are here to tell us and lead us to the place. This is how they enter. They reach first, they kneel down according to the Bemba tradition, and they open. So this is how they even take off their shoes. Well, as we were invited, we just walked in, and now this is where they started telling us. So I'm going to tell you, this one is my narration. There is a typical one which I avoided. I'll make it the next episode to this one, where it is strictly Bemba with lit translation. So when Mama Lenshina was brought here, this is the place where her body was put, and where body viewing was taking place. So this is where body viewing was taking place. So you are going to hear history of you are going to hear the history of something you might have never heard of. This is the place after her death in Lusaka where she was finally buried. This village was closed up after 40 years. You know, this is something which you shed tears. This was sad news. This was the genocide you have never heard. I repeat, this story of Lenshina uprising, Lenshina ministry is the which has been hidden, or which is never or rarely talked about, because more than 700 people. In this episode, it will be me doing the explanation in English. I will let the Bemba episode will be next. So this was the church which was built by Mama Alice Lenshina. This was the whole church. It was massive. During that time, this church was the largest church in the whole Africa. Mama Lenshina rose to have a membership of more than 150,000 members. This place, it comes here. Let me show you the entrance of the church just briefly, and I'm going to tell you all that. So this church comes from here, and a history. I'm going to give you also a Bemba version. So here, this was the entrance of the sanctuary, guys. And take a look. In the 50s, imagine having a church in the 50s of this size. The church would move from here. Take a look. This is original concrete of the church. The church was so massive. Take a look. From here up to here in the 50s. This church was the largest church. Take a look. From there, it went all the way. I'm going to show you all that. This church was so massive. So massive, she made a movement. I'm going to show you all that when she was born. There is a plaque in 1924. Take a look. Look. So this was one of the entrances. This is the original entrance of the church. From here, people could enter, come here. Imagine from here, the church of the size in the 50s, 60s. Look at the front there. I'm going to tell you the beginning up to the end. Take a look where those guys, like those narrators of the historians of this place, who are the ancestors of Alice Lenshina, are standing. So from there, imagine, take a look up to here. So what would happen is that, so people would enter church, and of course there were benches. Before they could put the floor, there were bricks. Look at the bricks, and then put concrete. And this is the original concrete. But later on, this church was later on demolished. This church, you would be surprised, it was later demolished by the order of then President Kenneth Kaunda. It was demolished, and the people who lived here, they were, most of them, and they had to scatter and run away after some differences. The difference started during the struggle for independence.
You get it?
So let's take a look at the pulpit. For those of you who don't know the history, so these were the steps coming into the pulpit. Look at this space. This was a massive church. Look at the steps here. We come here. So the altar was here. Okay. So here is the step. Take a look. So this is where the founder, this is where this woman of God would sit here. This is a tale which my parents, my father used to talk about this church when we were kids. So she would be here preaching to the multitudes who would gather in this very place. So this woman was so influential, so big, so influential, such that she had a multitude, a following of more than 150,000 members. Very influential, such that it even brought the envy of politicians. There are some mysteries you may not be told. You heard it, but now I'm on the ground to show you. And then this was like the back office. Take a look at this. There are some myths. You see it has some concrete there, bricks up to the top. A myth is that there was baptism. This was a baptism pool. This is not true. The truth is that this was a secluded place. It was like a safe where materials of the church were kept. Bibles, hymn books, maybe communion, money, offerings. So offerings would take place in this same place. So they would put offering here. This is where it was like sealed and kept. But then, so later on, because of her influence, Mama Lenshina brought a lot of jealousy even from the government, because she was given a lot of rules. She should not preach on the Sunday mornings. Mama Lenshina and her congregants were ordered that they could do the meetings in the afternoons. And since she was a member of the UCZ, she had no option but to start her own. After God gave her calling, she decided to start. That's how she built this church. So she had her own ministry, and the following grew such that it brought a lot of influence. Now, when she was given an order that she should stop worshiping on Sunday, she had to, tell her members. They felt frustrated. Who goes to church in the afternoon? And in the morning, they were all ordered to do meetings, political meetings for the struggle for independence, something like that. So it was complicated, and she said this is church, and she could not follow. That is how it brought to a massacre they never talked about. So Kaunda had to send the military to come over after they ordered them with a limited time. That is how the military came and started. Real pictures are still there, the history is there. People, church members, those who survived, scattered everywhere around the country up to Congo. Today we call it Congo DR. In Zaire they went. It took a long time when Mama Lenshina also came out, found a lawyer in Ndola to call Kaunda, so she had to be arrested. She was taken from one jail to the other. In Lusaka Chimbokaira prison, she would be taken to Livingstone for more than 10 years, maybe around 13 years, somewhere there. That is how Kaunda changed his mind to say, you are truly a woman of God. Released her from prison. From prison, was given a house, number 34, I don't know the road, in Chilenje. Lukunda Road, number 34 in Chilenje. Chilenje South. Remember, that is where Kaunda's house was as well. I did a video about Kaunda's house in Chilenje. I told you. That is how that woman died. But because she had left an instruction that when she dies, her body was to be brought here for burial. So like I showed you, there is a place there where her body was placed first, and even the body viewing took. That is the symbolic of that place. I'll show you when we are coming out. Then finally, her burial place, or what we call burial, because they didn't do, she gave an order of how she was supposed to be buried. Not to dig as in a grave, but they lay her like on a bed. And this is the place. Let me show you. Okay. So this is the place where they lay her on the bed, and look what would call today, we'll call it a mausoleum, something like that. So a house where she gave an instruction, and this is the place. This is how it looks like. Yes. So this is the woman my father talked about when we were growing up, that near her village. So this is where my father was here. My grandfather, my grandmother especially spoke about this place. And my grandmother came from a village, I don't know where it is. There is a place here known as near, I'm told it's called Kwabulimbo. Mayo Kwabulimbo ni kuisa kusaidi. Ni uku, ni mupe pishete. Gamulea kwa nkule Kwabulimbo. So can you imagine, I've relocated my village where my ancestors came from, Kwabulimbo. So my father would tell us these stories. Okay. Just like I'd promised, this, where these stones are, that is where her coffin was placed for body viewing after she had died. Desa mipale na imwe pakutuafuirisha mkwai. There we go. Be on the lookout for the Bemba version tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow,
This is
Bemba
the
version.
place, the road being constructed by the government of the Republic of Zambia under the leadership of President HH, who has made sure that this place is not forgotten. So you can see they are going to make a function here so that her legacy lives on, and this is the place where it ends. So from here there's a road where we walked, because for now you can't even drive here, so we had to walk with my traveling buddy, Matthew's Chushi. So this is so this is my friend Matthew. We travel
Chinsali, going back to the history,
going back to the future. So this is the road. Take a look, which is under construction in front. I'll show you the military who are working on it.
So I want to hear your comments. Tell me what you have, the weird thing you have heard about Alice Lenshina. Myself, I used to hear stories like Alice Lenshina would make her members drink her urine. What have you heard? But all that has been busted. Be on the lookout tomorrow for the Bemba version. Although I will try to interpret as much as possible. You are going to hear direct from the horse's mouth, the owners of Zion Village.
We walked all the way from here beyond this side. Take a look. As far as eyes can see, we went beyond to Zion Village. Zion Village, where Mama Lenshina was buried. This is where we are coming from, as far as eyes can see. That's where we are coming from. We walked all the way, very long distance, and feeling very tired.
In fact, I was very sick. I didn't know how to make it. By the grace of God, I did.
Then here, that's where we are. Look, our car is there. That's where we have parked our car, coming from Zion Village.
Now, one thing that you have forgotten, you who just watch my videos, now it is your time. Please subscribe. Thank you.
This is the contractor building this road. The Zambia National Service. The road to the burial site for Mama Lenshina. So I would like to say thank you so much for watching, guys. This is the history of where we come from. The history of what people have never taught you. A lot of misconception. People were saying Lenshina used to feed, to make her members drink blood. That was all false. Lenshina had received a call from God and she was given a special instruction. That's why she was doing what she was doing, following miracles in her church, a lot of things. And did you also know that Lenshina shared the same birthday with President Kenneth Kaunda? They shared the same birthday. And although she was mistreated like that, her members were untold stories. This is what I do. I wanted to give you the history of Zambia through this place. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one here in Chinsali. So Zion. Wow. Zion Village, where Mama Alice Lenshina Mulenga Lubusha came from. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. Now watch, take off your bye-bye. Bye.